It was my birthday. December 10th. I was scrolling through my phone when the family group chat notification appeared. My mom had posted a message, "No one's coming to your party. Grow up." I stared at the screen. Read it again to make sure I'd seen it correctly. Within minutes, my aunt reacted with a heart emoji. My sister Brianna added a cake emoji. And then my dad forwarded a meme, a clown holding balloons with the caption, "Guess who's turning 12 again?" Not one person said happy birthday. I typed back a single word, "Understood." Then I logged into my banking app and stopped the automatic $2,300 monthly transfer I'd been sending for their rent. Payment canceled. Effective immediately. When morning came, I drove to their house, pressed the key fob to unlock the Honda Accord they'd been using for 2 years, and drove away without knocking on their door. Then I called my bank and closed every credit card account they'd ever touched. Before I go any further, drop a comment right now and tell me where you're watching from. Because what happens next is going to sound impossible. But every word is true. I'm 28. I work IT support for a healthcare software company in Austin. Small apartment, steady paycheck, nothing glamorous. But for 4 years, since I was 24, I've been paying my family's $2,300 monthly rent. Not because I'm rich. Because they made it sound like survival depended on it. It's just temporary. You're the only stable one. We gave you everything, now it's your turn. Temporary lasted 4 years. Every month like clockwork. Rent, groceries, gas, Wi-Fi, repairs. I even paid for their cat's medication when mom said they couldn't afford the vet. My sister Brianna, barely 25, has been finding herself for years. Which meant I'd been finding her rent money, car payments, and yoga retreat deposits. Mom called her sensitive. Dad said she wasn't built for pressure like I was. I thought we'd finally reached some understanding. That maybe I'd earned my place. But that December morning proved I was wrong. The birthday group chat wasn't private. Everyone could see Mom's message. My aunt's heart emoji appeared instantly. Brianna's cake followed. And Dad's clown meme loaded pixel by pixel on my screen. I sat there in the dark, phone glowing against my face, and the strangest part hit me. I wasn't hurt. I was just done. I typed "understood" and hit send. The whoosh sound felt final. Then I opened my banking app, found the automatic payment section, and hovered my finger over the cancel button. One click. 4 years over. The confirmation appeared, payment canceled. Effective immediately. My phone started buzzing within 30 minutes. I didn't answer. Just sat in the silence of my apartment, feeling nothing but cold, clear purpose. Something had shifted inside me that night. Years of swallowing their insults, their demands, their casual cruelty had built up like pressure behind a dam. And that birthday text was the crack that broke everything open. The next morning, I woke early. Got in my car and drove to their house in the gray pre-dawn light. The streets were empty, quiet. I parked on the street, walked up the driveway, and stood there for a moment looking at the house. The house I'd kept from foreclosure with my own money. The house where I'd never quite belonged. I pressed the key fob. The Honda chirped, doors unlocking with that familiar sound. I got in, started the engine, and backed out slowly. In my rearview mirror, I saw a curtain move in the upstairs window. Someone was watching me take back what was mine. I didn't care. I just drove. I drove that car home and parked it in my spot. Then I made one phone call that took exactly 11 minutes. The bank representative asked security questions, verified my identity, and I listed every credit card account one by one. Joint accounts. Authorized user cards. Emergency backup cards. Everything. This will affect other authorized users, she said professionally. Are you certain? I'm certain. Close them all. Each confirmation email that arrived felt like a door slamming shut. One after another. And the silence afterward, no more buzzing, no more panic texts, no more demands, felt like breathing for the first time in years. But I wasn't waiting around to see how they'd react. Because while they scrambled in shock, I was building something they'd never see coming. Something that would destroy them completely. I opened my laptop and remembered something they'd forgotten. 3 years ago, I'd set up their home Wi-Fi network. Router, modem, security cameras, all under an admin account. An account with a password I'd never changed. Which meant I still had access to everything. I logged into the router management panel. The interface loaded, showing every device currently connected to their network. Mom's phone. Dad's laptop. Brianna's tablet. All of them there, all of them vulnerable. I enabled activity logging with a single checkbox. Every text sent over Wi-Fi. Every email. Every photo uploaded to cloud storage. All of it captured with timestamps and metadata. I created an encrypted folder on my external drive and named it Family Truth. For 2 weeks, I watched the data collect. Line after line of evidence streaming in. Messages they thought were private. Conversations they assumed I'd never see. And what I found made my hands shake with a mixture of vindication and disgust. Mom's texts to her sister appeared first. "He's so dramatic. One little joke and he cancels rent? We raised a child, not a man. I don't know what happened to him." Then Dad's emails to his golf buddy. "My son's having a breakdown over a birthday text. Guess I should have been tougher on him when he was growing up. Too late now, he's soft. Can't handle reality." Brianna's Instagram DMs were worse. "OMG, my brother is so mad we didn't do his party." Like, grow up? You're literally 28 years old? We have real problems here. At least he's still useful for paying bills. I read those words over and over. At least he's still useful. That's all I'd ever been to them. A utility. A function. Not a son or a brother, just a walking ATM with a pulse. But the worst discovery came from Brianna's Google Drive, which synced automatically to their Wi-Fi network. A folder labeled "Legal Stuff, Do Not Open." Inside was a restraining order application against her ex-boyfriend Caleb. Except the evidence she'd submitted was completely fabricated. Screenshots edited with precision. Messages that originally said, "I miss you," had been changed to, "I'm watching you." Voice memos spliced together to sound threatening when they weren't. She'd manufactured an entire abuse narrative out of thin air. I cross-referenced everything with public court records. The restraining order had been dismissed 6 months ago for insufficient evidence. But by then, the damage was done. Caleb had lost his job at the accounting firm. Lost his apartment when he couldn't make rent. Lost friends who believed Brianna's lies without question. And Brianna? She'd posted about it with a blue heart emoji, so grateful for people who believe survivors. I downloaded everything. Organized it chronologically. Created a comprehensive archive of their cruelty. And then I made a decision that would change everything. I reached out to Caleb with a message that was simple and direct. "I have proof she lied. All of it. Every edit, every manipulation. Do you want to see it?" His response came within minutes. "Yes." "Okay, stop for a second. I need to know what you're thinking. Comment 1 if you think I should expose them publicly. Comment 2 if you think I should just walk away and go no contact. Comment 3 if you think what I'm about to do goes too far. Because what happens next is when everything explodes." 2 weeks after the birthday text, Mom called. Her voice had that fake sweetness that made my skin crawl. "Sweetheart, we need to talk. Family dinner this Friday. Let's move forward from all this negativity." Move forward was always code for, forget we hurt you and resume being our ATM. "Okay. When?" I asked, keeping my voice neutral. She sounded surprised I'd agreed so easily. "Friday. 6 p.m. Just family. We'll have a nice meal and talk through everything." "I'll be there," I said. I hung up and immediately started packing. Laptop with all the evidence loaded and ready. Thumb drive backup in case something went wrong. Portable projector I'd ordered specifically for this occasion. And one more thing, I sent a private message to Caleb with an address and a time. "Friday, 6 p.m. Be there. I'll explain everything when you arrive. Trust me." Friday arrived cold and clear. I drove to their house with my evidence bag on the passenger seat, my heart beating steady and calm. I knew this would be the last time I'd see them. The last time I'd walk through that door. And I was ready. What they didn't know was that I wasn't coming alone. I walked through the front door carrying my bag. The smell hit me immediately, Mom's perfume mixed with the pot roast she'd made, probably thinking comfort food would manipulate me into forgiving them. She rushed to hug me, squeezing tight like nothing had happened. Dad handed me a beer with a forced smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Good to see you, son." Brianna sat on the couch smirking, her new boyfriend Tyler beside her looking confused about why he'd been summoned to this family meeting. Tyler was tall, clean-cut, probably had no idea who he was dating. He was about to find out. We sat at the dining table. The same table where I'd eaten countless meals, always feeling like a guest rather than family. Mom started with her rehearsed lines, her voice dripping with false warmth. "We're so glad you came. We really want to heal as a family. This tension has been so hard on all of us." Dad nodded along. "Families fight sometimes. It's natural. But we move forward. We don't hold grudges." Brianna added, "We all said things we regret. Let's just put this behind us." I just sat there listening, my face completely expressionless, letting them perform their little show. I was waiting for the specific moment. The exact phrase that would give me permission to destroy them. Then Mom said it. The line that sealed everything. "You're still part of this family, sweetheart. But you've made mistakes too. We all need to take responsibility." There it was. The false equivalence. The suggestion that my crime of finally saying no was somehow equal to years of their abuse. I reached into my bag slowly and pulled out my laptop. The movement made everyone go quiet. I opened it deliberately, the startup chime cutting through their fake reconciliation like a knife. Then I pulled out the portable projector, unpacked it piece by piece, and plugged the USB cable into my laptop. "What is that for?" Mom asked, nervousness creeping into her voice. I didn't answer. Just pointed the projector at their blank dining room wall. The fan whirred to life. Blue light hit the wall, then focused into a sharp, clear image. The family group chat appeared. 6 feet wide. Undeniable. Mom's text filled the wall, "No one's coming to your party. Grow up." Dad's clown meme appeared next, the caption huge, "Guess who's turning 12 again?" The heart emoji from my aunt. The cake from Brianna. All of it projected where everyone could see. "Let's start here," I said, my voice calm and cold. Mom tried to laugh it off. "Oh honey, we were just joking around. Let me finish." I clicked to the next slide. Mom's private texts to her sister appeared, each cruel word 3 feet tall on their wall. "He's so dramatic. One little joke and he cancels rent? We raised a child, not a man." Mom's face went completely white. Her hand flew to her mouth. Next slide. Dad's email to his golf buddy glowed on the wall. "He's soft. Can't handle reality." Dad's beer bottle paused halfway to his lips, frozen in midair. Next slide. Brianna's Instagram DMs appeared, her mocking words filling the room. "At least he's still useful for paying bills." Tyler turned slowly to look at Brianna, confusion spreading across his face like spilled water. "How did you get those?" Brianna whispered, her smirk completely gone. "Your Wi-Fi network," I said simply. "The one I set up 3 years ago. The one you never changed the password on. The one I still have full administrative access to." The room went dead silent except for the projector's steady mechanical hum. "Now," I said, advancing to the next slide, "let's talk about fraud." A loan application document appeared on the wall. Official bank letterhead. Legal language. Dad's name as primary borrower. My name clearly listed as cosigner. But the signature line next to my name was completely, undeniably blank. Because I'd never signed it. Never even seen it before finding it in my research. I looked directly at Dad. His face had gone from red to pale in seconds. "You used my social security number without my knowledge or consent. You forged my co-signature on a loan application. You put me on the line for your debt without telling me." He opened his mouth to speak. I raised my hand to stop him. "It's already reported to the bank. They've frozen your account pending a fraud investigation. You'll be getting the official letter next week. I have the confirmation email if you'd like to see it." Mom gasped, the sound sharp and painful in the quiet room. "Now," I said, turning to Brianna, "your turn." The screen showed her Google Drive folder, the title glowing accusingly. "Legal stuff, do not open." I clicked it open for everyone to see. The restraining order application appeared. Then I showed screenshots side by side. Original message, "I miss you." Edited version, "I'm watching you." Voice memo waveforms appeared next, the audio files displayed with visible splice marks where she'd cut and manipulated them to sound threatening. "You framed Caleb," I said, my voice steady. "You edited messages. You spliced audio recordings. You fabricated an entire abuse story and filed a fake restraining order. You destroyed his life with manufactured evidence." Tyler stared at her, his face showing the exact moment understanding hit. "Brianna, what is he talking about?" She stammered, her hands gripping the edge of the table until her knuckles went white. "He's lying. This is insane. I don't know how he..." That's when the doorbell rang. Everyone froze like someone had pressed pause on reality. I stood up slowly, calmly, and walked to the front door. My footsteps echoed on the hardwood floor. I opened the door. Caleb stood there on the porch, clean-cut and composed, holding a black folder against his chest. Our eyes met briefly. He nodded once. "Come in," I said. He walked past me into the dining room, his presence changing the entire energy of the space. He sat down directly across from Brianna and placed the black folder on the table. The sound of it hitting the wood was soft but felt like a gavel in a courtroom. "You want to tell them," Caleb said quietly, his voice carrying years of pain underneath the calm surface, "or should I?" Brianna's face crumbled. All the smirking confidence drained away in an instant. "Why are you here? What is this?" Tyler leaned forward. "Who is this person?" Caleb opened the folder slowly, methodically. Inside were printed documents, physical proof of everything I'd found digitally. Unedited screenshots showing the original, harmless messages. Voice memo files printed with metadata showing exact splice points and edit timestamps. A forensic analysis from a digital investigator proving systematic tampering. The court filing showing the restraining order dismissed for insufficient evidence. Character reference letters his former employer had required before terminating him. His eviction notice with red stamps across it. Bank statements showing his financial collapse. All of it because of Brianna's lies. "You tried to destroy me," Caleb said, his voice steady but you could hear everything underneath. "You filed a fake restraining order. You edited our messages to make me look dangerous and unstable. You spliced together audio to make me sound threatening. I lost my job at the accounting firm. Lost my apartment when I couldn't make rent. Lost friends who believed your story without question." He slid the folder across the table toward Mom and Dad. But he found the truth. Every edit. Every manipulation. Every lie. And now everyone's going to see it. Tyler stood up slowly, his chair scraping loud against the floor. "Brianna, is this true? Did you actually do this?" She didn't answer. Just stared at the floor, her breathing rapid and shallow. Tyler picked up his jacket from the back of his chair. I can't be part of this." Brianna reached for him desperately. "Wait, please." He pulled away from her touch like it burned. "You lied about assault. About abuse. You destroyed someone's entire life with fabricated evidence. Don't contact me again." He walked to the door, opened it, looked back once with disgust clear on his face, and walked out into the night. The door closed with a solid, final thud that echoed through the house. Brianna started crying, her sobs filling the silence. I closed my laptop with a definitive click. Unplugged the projector. Started packing everything back into my bag with deliberate, unhurried movements. Mom grabbed my arm as I stood up. "Please. We can fix this. We're still family. We can work through." I pulled my arm away gently but firmly. "You wanted me to play the role. The good son. The quiet wallet. The one who absorbed everything and never fought back. But I'm done playing. This is the last time you'll see me." I picked up my bag and walked toward the door. Behind me, Dad's voice turned sharp and demanding. "Come back here right now and fix this mess. You can't just walk away." Something shattered, maybe a glass Brianna threw at the wall. I didn't turn around. Didn't look back. Just walked out into the cold December night, got in my car, and drove home through empty streets. The city lights blurred past my windows as a strange, peaceful calm settled over my entire body. The next morning, I sat down at my laptop and built a website. Simple design. Clean layout. Bold title at the top, "When your family treats you like a human ATM." I uploaded everything. Every screenshot. Every recording. Every receipt. Dad's social security fraud with the loan documents. Brianna's fabricated assault claims with the forensic proof of editing. Mom's manipulative texts calling me a child. 4 years of financial abuse documented with timestamps and evidence. I didn't write a sob story. Didn't ask for sympathy or validation. Just presented facts. Cold, hard, undeniable facts. The final line of the website read, "I'm not angry. I'm not sad. I'm just done pretending this is what family looks like." I published the site at 9 a.m. Copied the link. Posted it to my social media with a simple caption, "The truth." Then I made coffee and waited. By noon, 40,000 people had viewed it. By evening, 200,000. Local news outlets picked it up. Reddit threads exploded with thousands of comments. Twitter users shared it endlessly. The story spread like wildfire. My aunt posted on Facebook within hours, "Some things should stay private. Airing your family's laundry like this is shameful and disrespectful." Brianna posted a black square on Instagram with a performative caption, "Sometimes the people who know your pain become the ones who cause it." The comments absolutely destroyed her. "Did you edit this caption too? Which voice memos did you splice for this post? Your brother posted the receipts. We've seen everything." That night, Dad went live on Facebook. I watched it in real time. He sat in his garage, beer cans visibly stacked in the background, his voice shaking with manufactured emotion. "My son has been manipulated by someone. He's mentally fragile and doesn't understand what he's saying. He's not well. But I forgive him because that's what fathers do. Families make mistakes. We can heal from this." His live video got 3,000 views and dozens of sympathetic comments from people who didn't know the truth. I had my response ready. I posted a screen recording from 3 years ago, a video I'd taken during a family gathering. Dad sitting on the couch with a beer, talking casually to Brianna while I was supposedly out of earshot. "It's fine. I used his social security number for the loan application. He won't notice the credit check. And even if he does eventually find out, he owes us. He literally wouldn't exist without us. We gave him life." I posted it with a simple caption, "Here's your mentally fragile son reminding you what you actually said 3 years ago." 800,000 views in 12 hours. Dad's Facebook Live was buried under an avalanche of criticism. I launched a YouTube channel that same week. Set up a simple recording space in my apartment. One camera. One microphone. First video title, When Helping Becomes Enabling. I sat in front of the camera and spoke calmly, directly. You can love people and still walk away from them. You can help people and still be used by them. And when they finally show you what they really think of you, believe them the first time. Don't wait for the 10th time or the 100th time. Believe them immediately. 400,000 views in 3 days. The comments section filled with thousands of people sharing their own stories of family abuse and financial exploitation. Podcast invitations started arriving. 3 different shows about narcissistic family systems wanted me to speak. I said yes to all of them. A publisher emailed about a potential book deal. My story was resonating with people who'd lived through the same nightmare. Mom sent me a photo 2 weeks later. A letter from the mortgage company on official letterhead. Rent overdue. Foreclosure review initiated. Property at risk. Her text message read, I hope you're proud of yourself. They're going to take our home. Your childhood home. Because of you. I opened the spreadsheet I'd been maintaining for 4 years. Every single payment documented with dates and amounts. Every grocery run. Every utility bill. Every emergency car repair. I took a screenshot of the total. $84,000. I sent it back to her with one sentence, you took it. Not me. She left me on read. No response. No acknowledgement. 3 hours later, my phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. I opened it. I hope you never have kids. You'd be a terrible father. You're cruel and vindictive and you'll die alone. It was Brianna. I could tell from the writing style, the specific word choices she always used. I read it once. Then I smiled. Not because it was funny. Not because I wanted to hurt her. I smiled because it was so desperately, pathetically predictable. They were cycling through every manipulation tactic they knew. Rage. Guilt. Threats. Anything to make me react. Anything but genuine accountability or apology. I didn't reply. Just blocked the number and went back to my work. I moved to a downtown loft 3 weeks later. 10th floor corner unit with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Austin skyline. I bought it under a different legal name through a trust structure my lawyer had helped me set up. Paid for it in full. No mortgage. No paper trail connecting me to my old identity. No forwarding address given to anyone. I changed my phone number completely. Got a new email address. New social media accounts under a pseudonym. Not because I was afraid of them. Because I was tired. Tired of their guilt-drenched voicemails at 2 a.m. Tired of their manipulative emails. Tired of their entire existence invading my peace. The first night alone in that empty loft, I stood in the living room with a cup of coffee I'd made in my own kitchen with my own coffee maker that no one else would use. Floor-to-ceiling windows showed me the city lights spreading out in every direction. And I realized something profound. No one here would yell at me. No one would demand money. No one would mock my birthday or send me clown memes or call me useful. Just silence. Beautiful, hard-earned, expensive silence. I furnished the space slowly over the following weeks. One chair. One table. One piece at a time. No debt. No rush. No one's permission required. Everything I bought was mine and mine alone. I launched my consulting business a month later. Named it Understood Consulting after the single word I'd sent my mother on my birthday. The word that had ended everything. I built the entire website in one night. Designed the logo myself. Secured the domain name. Registered the trademark. Wrote the tagline, we don't rebuild what broke you. We build what frees you. I help people walk out of toxic family systems. I do speaking engagements. One-on-one coaching. Group sessions. I listen to their stories and I teach them what I learned, that you can survive this. That you can thrive after cutting off family. That blood relation doesn't equal unconditional access to your peace. My office downtown has 2 plaques on the wall. The first one is professional, inspirational, we don't rebuild what broke you. We build what frees you. The second one is smaller, personal, guess who's not turning 12 again? Every morning I walk into that office and see those plaques and I smile. Because they remind me of how far I've come. How much I've survived. 3 weeks into my new life, a manila envelope arrived at my P.O. box. No return address. Inside was a handwritten letter on floral stationery, written in red ink. Mom's distinctive cursive handwriting covered 2 pages. You used to be our sweet boy. I don't know who this bitter, angry man is. We made mistakes, all families do. But airing our private struggles like that for the entire world to see, you humiliated us. You destroyed our reputation in the community. Maybe one day you'll realize how hard it was for us. How much we sacrificed. Maybe one day you'll grow up and understand what real family means. I'm praying for you every single night. I read it once. Felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. No guilt. Just a distant, clinical observation of manipulation tactics I'd studied extensively. I grabbed a black Sharpie from my desk drawer. Wrote 3 words on the back of the envelope in large block letters: keep your prayers. Threw the whole thing in the trash without another thought. 2 days later, Dad sent an email. Subject line, opportunity, read this. The message read, I've been thinking about this situation and I have an idea. What if we went on Dr. Phil together? You could tell your side of the story, I could tell mine. We could work through this conflict on national television. Audiences love father-son reconciliation stories. The exposure could be huge. Think about the reach. This could help both of our businesses, your consulting thing and my auto repair shop. We could both benefit. What do you say? He'd attached a photo to the email. A picture from my childhood. Me at maybe 5 years old, crying at a Chuck E. Cheese birthday party, tears streaming down my face. Dad standing behind me smiling huge for the camera, holding up a beer bottle in celebration. I stared at that photo for 10 minutes. Studied it. Really looked at what it showed. A child in distress. An adult performing happiness. The perfect metaphor for our entire relationship. I saved the photo. Not as a keepsake. Not for nostalgia. As a reminder. As evidence of who they'd always been. They didn't want peace. They didn't want reconciliation. They wanted a platform. They wanted to monetize our trauma. Turn our pain into entertainment and profit. I didn't respond to the email. Just archived it and moved on. But that night, I posted one final video to my YouTube channel. Simple setup. Me sitting in a chair against a plain white background. No music. No editing tricks. Just me speaking directly to the camera. They keep asking if I'm going to make peace with them. If I'll come back. If I'll forgive. If we can be a family again. But here's what I need everyone to understand. Peace doesn't mean forgetting what someone did to you. It doesn't mean pretending your abuser had a hard childhood so you should excuse their behavior. It doesn't mean sitting at the same table that once fed you shame and mockery and exploitation. Peace means absence. Absence of chaos. Absence of manipulation. Absence of their voices in your head telling you you're not enough. Peace means distance. Peace means silence. Peace means the freedom to build a life they can't touch. I'm not their son anymore. I'm not their ATM. I'm not their emotional support system. I'm not their backup plan or their safety net. I'm not their anything. I'm just the consequence of their own actions. I'm what happens when you push someone too far for too long. I'm the result they created. And I'm finally free. I uploaded that video at midnight. Went to sleep. Woke up to 2 million views. The comments section was flooded. Thousands of people saying variations of the same thing. You gave me permission to leave. I needed to hear this. I'm the consequence too. That phrase, I'm the consequence, became something bigger than me. People started using it as a rallying cry. As a declaration of independence from toxic families. As permission to prioritize their own well-being. The video kept spreading. 3 million views. Then 4. Media outlets reached out for interviews. More podcasts wanted me to speak. The book publisher came back with an actual contract offer. My story had become bigger than just my story. It had become a movement. 1 year passed. 365 days since that birthday group chat message. Since no one's coming to your party. Grow up. I'm sitting in my office at Understood Consulting. 52 clients now. Regular speaking engagements across 3 states. Monthly podcast appearances. Book manuscript in progress with my publisher. The 2 plaques still hang on my wall as permanent reminders of where I came from and where I am now. I haven't spoken to my family in an entire year. Not a single word. Not a single message. Complete silence. I know they still post online. I don't look, but people send me screenshots sometimes. They're still rewriting history. Still playing victim. Still telling everyone who'll listen that I'm mentally unstable, that I abandoned them in their time of need, that I'm cruel and vindictive. I don't respond. Don't defend myself. Don't engage at all. Because you don't argue with ghosts. You don't debate with people who've already decided you're the villain. You just live your life and let their words disappear into the void. Sometimes I walk past the mirror in my hallway, the one near the entrance of my loft, and I catch a glimpse of myself. I'm older now. More lines around my eyes. Gray starting to show in my hair. But I'm not bitter. Not angry. Not consumed by what they did or who they are. Just unchained. Finally, completely unchained. I didn't escape a toxic family. I outgrew them. Like a snake shedding old skin, I left them behind and became something new. Someone who knows their worth. Someone who doesn't accept crumbs and call it love. Someone who won't set themselves on fire to keep others warm. And there's no coming back from that transformation. No reset button. No reconciliation that could ever make me forget what they showed me about who they really are. I'm free. And I'm never going back. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about ordinary people finding extraordinary strength. Drop a comment. Have you ever been underestimated? What did you do? Thanks for watching.